Welcome to the first installment of our podcast and the making of the animated feature film Phantom of the Opry. In 1974, Ryman Auditorium, former home of the Grand Ole Opry, closed its doors. Historic landmark designation saved it from the wrecking ball, and in June of 1994, love brought it back to life. Before I can approach investors and other interested parties, I need artwork to show what's happening, so I contacted an artist through Fiverr to see what he can do with one character. He's in Turkey and there is a slight language barrier. Still, I was anxious to see what my phantom looked like, so I sent him the descriptions and some reference photos. Within a day, I had my Rose. Only a few adjustments needed to be made. I wanted her dressed in a classic Nudie Khan rodeo costume, but how could I explain who Nudie Khan was? I have to teach myself not everyone knows what I know, likes what I like, and thinks what I think. Through the reference photos I sent him, this is what he came up with. I told him to add roses to her skirt and give her a nervous expression on her face. Even though she is a ghost, I wanted to show she is also human. The 1960s were her formative years. She died in a tragic accident a few days before the Ryman closed in 1974. The microphone stand and the costume need to be era appropriate. Eventually, color will be added. Her colors will be dull, and she is ghostly transparent. Excited, I decided to proceed to the next character. This is Chris. We needed to change his expression. What is he thinking? His theories on the existence of ghosts have cost him many jobs. He is going to be a daddy any day now. His boss just ripped him a new one, and he just saw a real ghost. Next, our antagonist. Jo Beth can be intimidating at times, but I think she has a very legitimate reason for wanting her husband Chris to stop this phantom nonsense. She's going to be a mommy any day now. That is the most important thing on her mind. Plus, she's a strong believer in reincarnation, not ghosts. She wants Rose eliminated, and she does not think twice about who she hurts along the way. The second sketch appears too gentle. The first has a more don't mess with me look. Scott is an aspiring songwriter and Chris's best friend. He's the same age as Chris and Jo Beth, and they have known each other since kindergarten. Scott's favorite thinking place is the roof of his parents' house with his homemade guitar or fiddle, which is not to be confused with a violin. These sketches are still a work in progress. In the first sketch, he looks too young. He needs to be aged, change the hair, give him glasses, and he bears a resemblance to me. He needs to put on a little bit of weight without actually being obese. Scruggs took several sketches. He is Rose's maternal grandfather, and he misses her deeply. In the first sketch, he looks too stern, so I sent my artist a picture of comedian George Burns. Great! But what is he doing? When we first meet him, he is in mourning while playing a demo tape that he helped her record. So he should be carrying a cassette tape and a cassette recorder. The third picture was not clear what it was that he was holding. The fourth picture has the tape recorder more visible. Jack was easier. He is Chris's father-in-law and overbearing boss. Lose the beard. He looked like Santa Claus. He may be a tough bear, but he is going to be a grandfather very soon. These two needed to be designed together. Initially, I wanted Dale and Roy to be wearing Nudie Khan rodeo costumes, but as I thought about it, it did not seem appropriate for both of them. Roy does wear a cowboy outfit, but Dale needed something more in line with the styles of the 1990s. In the first sketch, Dale looks like she should be on a southern plantation, and Roy has guns. So we made changes to Dale's hat, gave her a flannel shirt, and removed Roy's guns. But Dale was missing an eyebrow, and all cartoon mice have tails. By the way, they are ghosts. Ada is the oldest of the Easton sisters. She is a frustrated singer wannabe, more into rock and roll than country music. Traffic and helmet laws do not apply to her, and her preferred method of transportation is her chopper. I told my artist to show her angry, but in the first sketch, she looked like a demented drug addict. What kid is going to want to find this doll in their Christmas stockings? She's the only one of the Eastons who will wear torn jeans. In future sketches, all of the Eastons will wear a necklace bearing their specific symbol. She'll always wear some shade of blue. Ruth Easton is the second of the Easton sisters. I told my artist she plays a portable piano in the film, so he drew various sketches to help decide how to pose her. I determined she should be standing behind it since it is an instrument that is easily carried away. The only major change we made was that he had originally given her a bare midriff, which is inappropriate for her character. She will always wear some shade of yellow. Next in line is Esther Easton. She's a bit of a prima donna who presents herself as an alluring diva. With her, the bare midriff is very appropriate. In the first sketch, the laces on her left boot are light, and it appears as though she is wearing a prosthetic leg. This is something I might consider in future drafts. She's not as perfect as she would like to think. I wanted her Masonic symbol to be used as buttons on her jacket, but here they're not very clear. So I decided to give her a necklace with the symbol, which I might do for the other Easton sisters. Her clothing will be various shades of white. Her hair is bleached white with off-white streaks. Her complexion is paler than her sisters', leaving one to wonder if maybe she herself is a ghost. Spoiler alert, no, she is not. Martha Easton is the matriarch of the Easton Stars. This is the woman who has many times tried to jumpstart a singing career, but has had to put that dream on hold to raise her girls. And it shows. Not much was needed to be done here, except to lengthen the sleeve on her jacket, move her Masonic symbol to a more visible spot, and give her the necklace. Her color is green, but her hair is a natural brunette with various shades of gray. Last but not least is Electa Easton, age 15, and the spirit of her beloved guide dog Solomon. Electa is the most promising talent-wise of the Easton Stars, but she was born blind and her mother holds her back. It is important to avoid stereotypes that would offend those who are visually impaired. Visually impaired persons can open their eyes, move their eyes, and blink. Electa is reluctant to use her white cane because her guiding light Solomon is still with her in spirit. In the first sketch, Solomon looked like a playful puppy. He actually lived a long and productive life, passing away when his time was up. Electa needs encouragement. She appeared too confident in the first sketch. The second sketch was awkward because Electa's eyes appeared crossed. Her arm was at her waist in a rather defiant position, and Solomon was looking elsewhere. The third sketch has Electa holding the microphone close to her heart and her hands positioned as if in prayer. Solomon is keeping an eye on her, ready to assist in any way he can. Electa's colors are shades of red, and her hair is similar in color to what Rose's would have been in her lifetime. Thank you. And please subscribe to this podcast for notification of future installments.